everybody, this is Mrs. Anderson, and we are working function operations and finding the domain. So we have two equations right here, x squared minus 4, and then ln x. All right, so the first thing anytime we solve a problem is we need to understand what the picture looks like, okay? So in this case, this is a parabola, and this is a natural log function that looks like this, whose asymptote is at x equals 0. An important point that you're going to want to remember is this guy right here, 1, 0. All right, so now, once we get there, we need to figure out the domain. So I look and I'm like, okay, this guy is great. He's all reals. And I'm going to draw that picture for myself. Because pictorially, a lot of times it helps us kind of grasp what's happening compared to when we are just writing down parentheses and brackets and things like that. I come over here and I'm like, okay, this guy fails if I put in a 0, but I can take everything after that. Notice I have a very large open circle to stress the fact that I cannot use that. Now I'm going to do my first operation, and it says f over g of x. Okay, so I'm going to write x squared minus 4 over ln x. So that's the first part of your points. Do you understand what it's asking you to do? Easy. F over g. That's all you need to do. Now the question is, what's the domain? Meaning, what x's are allowed in here before this fails? So I know that the top has all reals. I know the bottom has this. So I look and I'm like, okay, has anything changed? Well, no. I still have all reals on top. There's nothing I can put in the top that's going to cause that to fail. Remember, the weakest link is what fails. Then I cover up and I look at the bottom. And I say to myself, what can the bottom not be? The bottom cannot be 0. So underneath, I immediately draw a picture and I put a mark that lines up like that. And this is important. Don't be sloppy with your pictures. Then I go this way because everything else works. Now, during the test, you can take your highlighter and you have this. And then I have to stop because I thought everything was fine. And then I realized, wait a second, what can go in here? So I can't have it be 0 because that's an asymptote. But what happens when I put a 1 in down here? Well, if I put a 1 in, I also get 0. So now I have a 1 right here and an open circle because I'm not allowed to pick him up either. This is a super special situation, and it's one you're probably going to miss. I would love to tell you you're not, but it's a hard one to catch because you're so excited that you got that far, you forgot the 1, 0. So now I'm like, hey, this is actually what I am picking up. That's what's in common. So now my domain on the test is 0 to 1, because I can't include it, and then I'm going to go from 1 to infinity. So that's the domain on that guy. Notice how clear it is if I draw the pictures. I've seen people over time. I've taught this a long time. I know that people struggle on this unit, and I've taught it a lot of different ways. This is the way you're going to be successful. Okay, so let's make sure we're doing this on the test. Find room to do it. Okay, now we're going to look at g over f. So again, we start off with the easy points. We're just rewriting. Not a problem. So we have ln x. And I have x squared minus 4. Okay? And I'm actually going to come back up here and I'm going to put a little like arrow right here, as this is our special situation that occurs. Only we care about it on the bottom. Okay? So we get our points. Life is good. Blah, blah, blah. Now I look and I'm like, okay, I'm going to draw my picture. And I cover this up. And I'm like, okay, I'm allowed, or not allowed, 0, and I can go the rest of the way. Then I stop and ask myself, if I put a 1 in right here, is that okay? Yes, I can have a 0 on top. I just can't do it on the bottom. Now, I cover up the bottom. And before I write everything in, I got to stop. Because you're like, hey, this is all reals. But the bottom can't be 0. And see, that's the thing you have to ask yourself every time. What makes the bottom 0? What's causing the failure? So now I have x squared minus 4 cannot equal 0. X squared cannot equal 4. Then I'm going to square root both sides. X is not allowed to be positive or negative 2. All right, so I went from all reals on top to now a restriction at the bottom. So I have negative 2 and I have a positive 2. Okay? I'm still allowed all reals, blah, 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 just not there. Now, what I do, because I want to make sure I get it right on my test, I'm going to drop a dotted line down because this is where the picture starts at. So this means I'm allowed this part right there. That's the only part these two have in common. Notice I leave a gap because I'm not allowed to pick up the 2. This domain then is going to be 0 to 2 and 2 to infinity. All right, best of luck.